زادك الأيام
So the battle of Sufyan, it came to an end. انتهت معركة Sufyan. The battle of Sufyan, it came to an end. And it finished with بالتحكيم. What does تحكيم mean? أي توقفوا عن القتال بأن رفعت المصاحف على الرماح. The battle of Sufyan, it came to an end by the side of Mu'wiya. They lifted the mushaf with their spears. They lifted it up in the air. And they said that we want the Kitab and the Sunnah to judge us. The Kitab and the Sunnah to be our source of judging. And Ali ibn Abi Talib, being the noble companion he was pleased with the tahkim, the Kitab and the Sunnah, to be the judge. So the army of Mu'awiyah went back to Sham, and so did Mu'awiyah. And Ali ibn Abi Talib and his army, they went back to Kufa. And they all went back on the grounds that there's going to be a tahkim, a judge is going to take place. And it took place in the month of Ramadan. Mu'awiyah, he sent Amr ibn al-As, and Ali ibn Abi Talib, he sent Abu Musa al-Ash'ari. And both of them became the representative of the other. So Abu Musa al-Ash'ari, he was a representative on behalf of who? Abu Musa al-Ash'ari was the representative of Ali ibn Abi Talib, and Amr ibn al-As was the representative of Mu'awiyah. And the well-known story of Qissat al-Tahkim took place, which in reality, this story, many places or many books you read, you will find that it has been what? It lies and forgery and false things that are mentioned in the story, which are baseless. And the reason why it's weak is because in the chain of narration of all of those narrations, you will find a man by the name of Abu Mikhnif. He's the one who mentions all these stories, and he's not a reliable person. He is not a reliable individual. The way the people of Haqq narrated it is as it took. And it was, in summary, that Amr ibn al-As and Abu Musa al-Ash'ari both met one another. And they said, Amr ibn al-As said to Abu Musa al-Ash'ari, مَا تَرَى فِي هَذَا الْأَمْرِ. What do you think should take place? What do you think we should do? In regards to the bloodshed that took place, in regards to the position the two groups are standing, what do you think we should do? Abu Musa al-Ash'ari replied to Amr ibn al-As's question, and he said, I see, أنه من النفر الذي توفي رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وهو راض عنهم. That Ali ibn Abi Talib is an individual. The Prophet died and he was pleased with him. He's a person who, when the Prophet died and he went to his grave, he left Ali and he was pleased with him. Abu Musa al-Ash'ari, that's what he said. Amr ibn al-As, he looked at Abu Musa al-Ash'ari, and he said to him, فَأَيْنَ تَجْعَلُنِي أَنَا وَمُعَاوِيَةً. If that's what you said about Ali ibn Abi Talib, which in reality Amr ibn al-As acknowledges that Ali is righteous, and he doesn't question it. But he said, where do you place me and Mu'awiyah? What do you think we need to do? Abu Musa al-Ash'ari said, إِن يَسْتَعِنْ بِكُمَا فَفِيكُمَا الْمَعُونَةِ وَإِن يَسْتَغْنِ عَنْكُمَا فَطَالَمَا اسْتَغْنَى أَمْرُ اللَّهِ عَنْكُمَا. He said, if he uses you, and he utilizes both of you in his affairs, then inshallah ta'ala, in you two he will find something from. You two are two people who help and aid will be found in. I mean, you're good people to aid him. وَإِن يَسْتَغْنِ. And if Ali chooses that he doesn't need you both, and he suffices himself elsewhere, he finds his needs elsewhere, فَطَالَمَا اسْتَغْنَى أَمْرُ اللَّهِ عَنْكُمَا. A lot has Allah's affairs being sufficient for both of you. When Abu Musa al-Ash'ari said that eloquent statement of his, Amr ibn al-As said, then Abu Musa, you're right. You're right. But the other stories that you may see elsewhere, which people write, even some people who don't know the reality of looking at the narrations of what took place, they narrate other stories that took place where Amr ibn al-As deceived Abu Musa al-Ash'ari and he got him, and then other narrations are weak. And in their chain of narration, as I said, Abu Mikhnif, who is not just weak, he's a liar. Kadhab, he's a liar. He's weak. And in the other narration, which Abu Mikhnif al-Kadhab is in there, it portrays Amr ibn al-As as what? As a deceitful person. And Amr ibn al-As is who? He is Sahabiyun Jalilun Hajara Taw'ala Karhan. He's a Sahabi, noble companion who migrated from Mecca to Medina. He's an individual who is from the Muhajirin, who the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam praised him by saying, Ibn al-As, Mu'minani, Amrun wa Hisham. The Messenger said, Amr ibn al-As and his brother Hisham ibn al-As, both of them are believers, they're mu'min. The Prophet affirmed that for them. Imam Muhammad narrated in his Musnad. So it portrays him as a deceitful individual, which he is far from it. And it also portrays Abu Musa al-Ash'ari as a dim-witted person who doesn't know anything, who can be easily deceived, and that is also criticizing a noble, knowledgeable, smart companion like Abu Musa al-Ash'ari. After the battle of Ma'rakatul Siffin took place, and the Sahabas, they came to Qadiyatul Tahkim, and the issue got solved, a group well known as the Khawarij weren't pleased with what Ali and Abu Musa Ali and Mua'wiya did. They did not like what Ali and Mua'wiya did. They were not pleased with it. So when the year was 38 Hijriyah, Ma'rakatu al-Nahrawan took place. And the story to it is as follows, and I'm trying, inshallah ta'ala, not to go into too much details, because our mentioning of this story is to stick with the Shia and their story. But it comes in, so we have to quickly go over it. Ali ibn Abi Talib radiallahu ta'ala anhu came from Siffin, and the Qadiyatul Tahkim took place. And Muawiyah also came back from Siffin, and Qadiyatul Tahkim took place. The Khawarij were not happy with Qadiyatul Tahkim. They weren't happy with what Muawiyah and Ali did. They thought and they saw it as what? Judging by other than that which Allah sent down. And so they started to say amongst themselves, La hukma illa lillah. The judge is only for Allah. And they started to cause a lot of problem to who? Ali ibn Abi Talib in Iraq, in Kufa. They started to cause him a lot of... In the masjid they would stand up and they would start screaming. Whilst he's on the pulpit, they would scream and say, La hukma illa lillah. La hukma illa lillah. The judge is only for Allah. The judge is only for Allah. No one judges except Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. And Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu replies to them on the pulpit by saying, Kalimatu haqq. The word that you guys are saying, which is La hukma illa lillah, the judge is only for Allah, is a statement. It's words which are true. Urida biha batilun, but the intent behind it, the objective behind it, it's batil, it's false. You guys want to say the judge is only for Allah, and based on that you want to spill the bloods of all the Muslims. You want to what? And put every Muslim in that camp of kufr, and that you guys are the only Muslimin. So the word La hukma illa lillah is kalima haqq. We don't disagree. Like in the objective and the aim behind it, it is what? It is to spill the bloods of the Muslims. Ali ibn Abi Talib said to them, I, on the other hand, you guys can do what you guys will. And you guys can do what you see most befitting. As for I, Ali ibn Abi Talib, I will not fight with you guys. I will not cause you guys any harm and I will not do anything to you guys. And the spoils of war, the fate that I get, I will share it with you guys. This fate, which is the spoils of war, in which I get from the disbelievers, when I get it, you guys are still Muslims, I will share it with you guys. As long as you do not spill blood. As long as you what? You do not spill blood, and you do not cause any mischief in the city of Iraq. As long as you don't do that. So, the Khawarij, they didn't listen to what Ali had told them. They didn't take his speech very serious. So, they went and they killed as-Sahabiyul Jalil, the honorable, the righteous Sahabi, Abdullah ibn Khabbab. They went and they killed him. وَقَتَلُوا زَوْجَتَهَا, and they killed his wife. وَبَقَرُوا بَطْنَهَا, and they brought her stomach out. She was pregnant. She was what? She was pregnant, and she was actually on the last trimester. She was on her 9th month. She was about to give birth. They were waiting for days before she gives birth. They went, they killed Abdullah ibn Khabbab ibn Arat, and وَقَتَلُوا زَوْجَتَهَا, they killed his wife by opening her stomach and bringing out the child. When the matter reached Ali ibn Abi Talib, Ali sent an individual and he said, go find out who from amongst them killed Abdullah ibn Khabbab. Who is the one who did it? And bring me him and I will deal with him. So when that individual went to them in their camp, what did he say to them? He said to them, Man qatalahu, who killed Abdullah ibn Khabbab? Who did the killing? Who slaughtered him? And who also what? Who also brought out the stomach of his wife? Who did this? And you know, wallahi, how shaitan plays with people's minds. Wallahi, the way shaitan plays with people's minds. Whilst they were dragging Abdullah ibn Khabbab, and they wanted to slaughter him, and they wanted to cut his throat open, one of the Khawarij, a date fell from a tree. And they were walking through somewhere. And that tree was owned by an individual. So what they did was, he took that date and he put it in his mouth, the Khariji that was with them. And so another Khariji looked at him and he said to him, Fear Allah, why are you eating a date that's not yours? This date that you're eating that fell off the tree is not yours. And you're putting into your system something that is haram. Fear Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. Abdullah ibn Khabbab, who is going to be killed, looked at them from the corner of his eye, and he said to them, shall I tell you something that is more sacred? Something that is more honorable than that date he just ate is my blood. How has shaitan shown you guys to get close to Allah by killing me? And this date, you see it as a big issue? Hakada shaitan. That is how shaitan plays with people's minds. Then when Ali ibn Abi Talib, he requested for the individual who killed, Abdullah ibn Khabbab, they replied back to the messenger by saying to him, Kulluna qatalnah. All of us killed him. Each and every one of us in this camp, we all killed him. Ali ibn Abi Talib then said, these people, there is no way to stop them except to fight with them. فَخَرَجَ إِلَيْهِمْ عَلِيٌّ رَضِيَ اللَّهُ تَعَالَى عَنْهُ. Ali came out on them. بِجَيْشٍ قِوَامُهُ عَشَرَةُ آلَافٍ. 10,000. The army was how much in number? It was 10,000. فَقَتَلَهُمْ فِي النَّهْرَوَانِ. Ali killed them all in Nahrawan. That's the place he fought them with. Ali ibn Abi Talib, he killed them and he got rid of them there. From amongst the people, Ali ibn Abi Talib, when he fought against the Khawarij in that place, the place of Nahrawan, Ali ibn Abi Talib, he started to walk within the army and he was looking for a man in which the Prophet prophesied. A man who was Dhu Thudayya. Dhu Thudayya means he was a man whose arm was cut, whose at the bottom of his arm there was a meat that the Prophet explained and described. The Prophet said it's like the breast of a woman. His arm is cut and it's like the breast of a woman. The Messenger ﷺ, he said that that's the Khawarij. The Prophet described the Khawarij even by the way they looked. When Ali saw him within the midst of the army, he showed the companions or those who were with him. Pay attention. Ali ibn Abi Talib, when he fought against Mu'awiyah in the Ma'rakatul Siffin, Ali walked with sorrow and sadness of what took place. And he felt pain and he wished Allah that he wasn't born this day. But when he killed the Khawarij, Ali ibn Abi Talib, he fell into prostration. He fell into sujood shukr. Gratitude, Ya Rabb, I did what you wanted me to do. To kill these Khawarij. They don't deserve to live. They don't deserve to live. When the Battle of Nehrawan took place and matters cooled down, hada'atil umur, the matters came, a period of 2 years went by. And now at this point the Khawarij felt, they got slapped, they realized they're weak, they are not equal to Ali ibn Abi Talib. Ali has in his midst a people who participated in the battles with the Prophet, who know what jihad is and how to fight. Khawarij don't know how to fight. They're only just based on emotions. So Ali ibn Abi Talib, when they realized that they are not equal to him, they can't fight with him, they felt sad. And they felt loss. But it also didn't leave them from sitting down every now and then to remind themselves of the people they lost that day. And the people who they lost in the battle with Ali ibn Abi Talib. One day, 3 Khawarij, they came together in Mecca. When they sat down amongst themselves, these 3 Khawarij, they came together to discuss what they are going to do in the upcoming future. And they all agreed upon to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by bringing 3 individuals to an end. Why? They said that the creations of Allah need to find ease from these 3 disbelievers. This is their statement, وَذَلِكَ لِيُرِيحُ الْعِبَادَ مِنْهُمْ. So the servants of Allah can find joy in this world. We need to bring these people to land. The 3 individuals are as follows. One of them was AbdulRahman ibn Muljim al-Muradiyu. He said, I will deal with Ali ibn Abi Talib, leave him to me, he's mine, I will get rid of him. Al-Barku al-Tamimiyu. He said, Ana li Mu'awiyah, leave Mu'awiyah for me, I will deal with him. And the third one was, it is Ibn Bakr al-Tamimiyu. Ibn Bakr al-Tamimiyu, he said, Ana li Amr ibn al-As. Amr ibn al-As is mine, leave me to. And they all agreed upon what? They all agreed that they are going to fulfill this mission, bring it to an end, which day? On the 27th of Ramadan. They said on 27th of Ramadan, it's a night which is good. It is the night where some scholars mention that is Laylatul Qadr. We will bring Ali ibn Abi Talib, Mu'awiyah ibn Abi Sufyan, Amr ibn al-As, we will bring them all to an end. Amr ibn al-As was in Egypt. Mu'awiyah was in Sham and Ali was in Kufa. Those 3 places. Amr ibn al-As was in what? Fi Misr. He was in Egypt. Mu'awiyah was in Sham and Ali ibn Abi Talib was in Kufa. The only person who succeeded in his mission was who? AbdulRahman ibn Muljim al-Muradi. The other 2 didn't succeed in theirs. AbdulRahman ibn Muljim al-Muradi, he went and he killed Ali ibn Abi Talib when Ali was going out for Fajr prayer. He took a blade or a dagger, more like, بِخِنْجَرٍ قَدْ سَمَّهُ أُسْبُوعًا. 1 week he was putting poison on it. And he kept adding poison to it. For a whole week, making sure that the poison is stuck on the dagger. For a week, he was preparing it. And he stood over Ali ibn Abi Talib and he put this dagger into him. And when he put the dagger into him, he said to him, to Ali ibn Abi Talib, this what I am putting in you is for Allah. This is for Allah tabarak wa ta'ala. And the rest is for what I find, the hate I have for you is why I'm doing it. Ali ibn Abi Talib, straight away he died. Ali ibn Abi Talib, before he died, when Ali ibn Abi Talib got hit, Abdulrahman ibn Muljim left, but he got caught. He got caught straight away. Ali ibn Abi Talib said, in shufitu, if I get better, فَأَنَا حَجِيجُهُ, I will contest against him. وَإِنْ أَنَا مِتُّ, but if I die, فَقْتُلَاهُ بِي, kill him for me. He was talking to who? His two sons, Hassan and Hussain. Abdulrahman ibn Muljim, he got caught, and when he got caught, what they did was, they started to cut him in pieces. They cut him in what? They started to cut him in pieces. Every part they were cutting. He didn't move, nor did he even twitch whilst they were cutting him up. Until they got to his tongue, and then he cried. He screamed. And then they said to him, why are you screaming for? He said, إِنِّي أَخْشَى أَنْ أَعِيشَ فَتْرَةً لَا أَذْكُرُ اللَّهَ فِيهَا. I am scared that it's going to come a time where I'm going to live where I didn't remember Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. Meaning he was known for his excessive what? His excessive ibadah. So he's trying to say that I will what? I don't want to spend a time where it just goes by and I didn't remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Subhanallah, wallahi, هذا هو الضلال المبين. والعياذ بالله. That is clear-cut misguidance. He's يستبيح دما. He's making halal for himself. The blood of what? وَلِيٌّ مِنْ أَوْلِيَاءِ اللَّهِ. A wali, an ally from the allies of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. His blood is permissible for him. And then guess what he thinks to himself? ثُمَّ يَخْشَى. Then he starts to fear what? أَن تَمُرَّ عَلَيْهِ لَحْظَةٌ لَا يَذْكُرُ اللَّهَ فِيهَا. And he's scared of a moment where he's not going to remember Allah. But he's permitting for himself the blood of the wali of Allah. Ali is in Jannah. Ali is in Jannah right now as we speak. The messenger told us, alayhi salatu wasalam. Ali knew he was going to be in Jannah whilst walking on this earth. The Barq, who was meant to kill what? And he was meant to kill Mua'wiya. He went out for Salat al-Fajr. He hit him, but he wasn't able to kill him. So Mua'wiya got hit, but he never killed him. Mua'wiya was then cured. He was cured, but it was mentioned that that wound that man put to him was the cause of the death of who? It was the cause of the death of Mua'wiya, later when he died in his life. As for the one who wanted to kill who? The one who wanted to kill Amr ibn al-As, he also went out to the prayer, and Amr wasn't able to lead the Fajr prayer that day. He wasn't able to. And so what happened was, he put in, instead of himself, he placed in the imamah Kharija ibn Abi Habib. And when he sent out Kharija ibn Abi Habib, and that man came and he hit Kharija and he killed him in the salah. They grabbed him, and when they grabbed him, they said to him, ماذا فعلت? What have you done? So he said, they said to him, what did you want? What have you done? And then he said, I wanted to give the people joy from the existence of Amr ibn As. Arahtu nasa, and I've done that. I have, mashallah, fulfilled my mission in getting rid of Amr ibn As. So he thought he still killed Amr ibn As. And then they said to him, ما قتلت عمر وإنما قتلت خارجة. You did not kill Amr ibn As. You killed who? Kharija. And then he said, أردت عمرا وأراد الله خارجة. He said, I wanted Amr and Allah wanted Kharija. And it became an Arab saying. The Arabs say when they do something wrong, if they do something and they wanted to do something else, but it turns out to be different to what they wanted, they would say, أردت عمرا وأراد الله خارجة. It became what? It became a مثلا شائعا, a famous saying of the Arabs. فقتل وقتل البرق. He was killed and Barq was killed. And Abdulrahman ibn Muljim was also killed. All three of them were killed. Ikhwani, I need to elaborate on one thing. What was the reason why the Sahabas argued? We need to understand. Why did Zubayr, Talha ibn Ubaydillah, Zubayr ibn Awwam, Aisha, all of them go out? What was the reason for this? The reason was they wanted to get the people who killed Uthman radiyallahu tabaraka wa ta'ala anhu. They wanted to get the blood of the people who killed Amr. As for Mu'awiyah, Mu'awiyah did not want in any way, form or shape, nor did he ever think of, radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, that which history has said to us, his khilaf between him and Ali was a khilaful awlawiyat. That's it. Underline that word, al-awlawiyat. They were only arguing in the sequence of event, how it should take place. How should things be done? Good. Ali ibn Abi Talib is now dead. So we need to talk about who took after Ali's death straight away. Ali, after his death, his son Hassan Ibn Ali radiyallahu ta'ala anhu took over. Hassan Ibn Ali, he is the Prophet's grandson. And he is the son of Ali ibn Abi Talib. He married, as we know, are famous to us, of those he married, because Hassan was very known for his marriage. He married so much, and he divorced a lot. He married so much. From his wives are known as Khawla bint Manzurin, Bishr bint Abi Mas'udin, Ishaq bint Talhata ibn Ubaydillah. He married all of them. Those are which ones are known to us. But he is very well known in history, when you read his biography, that he married over 70 women. And he divorced them. He also had a lot of children. 2 girls is what he gave birth to, al-Hassan and Abdullah. His sons are al-Hassan, Zaydun, Talha, Hussain, Abdullah, Abu Bakr, AbdulRahman, Al-Qasim, Amr, Muhammad. His virtues are a lot. From his virtues are that which the Prophet said about him, Ibni hada sayyidun, Ibni hada sayyidun, wa la'alla Allah an yusliha bihi bayna fi'atayni min al-muslimin. The Prophet said about him that my son is a master. And Allah, inshallah, He will bring peace between 2 great armies. Allah will bring peace between them. So the Prophet said 2 great Muslim armies, Allah will bring peace between them because of my son. Because of my son Hassan. And inshallah ta'ala later we're going to see regarding what Hassan did. Hassan radiallahu ta'ala anhu, Ibn Ali ibn Abi Talib, Hassan ibn Ali ibn Abi Talib radiallahu anhu, he died under the leadership of Mu'wiya. Whilst Mu'wiya was leading, he died the year 49. He died the 49th year of Hijriya. Mu'wiya, his Khilafah, Hassan stayed under it. What does that mean? This is the story that took place. Hassan ibn Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu, after the death of his father Ali, the people of Kufa, they went and they gave bay'ah to the son of Ali. They went and they said, Hassan, you are our next leader. When Hassan was given the bay'ah, and the people of Kufa actually gave him bay'ah, Hassan went to Sham. And who lived in Sham? Mu'awiyah lived in Sham. And the people of Sham, they didn't give bay'ah to Ali. They had no bay'ah towards Ali. So Hassan ibn Ali ibn Abi Talib, he went to Sham, and the reason why he went was to bring peace between the Muslims. He wanted to unite the ummah together, and everything to come under one leader.